Hello, my Jason O, and here are my thoughts and opinions on the announcement that Skydance Television has acquired the rights in a partnership with Kadokawa Corporation for the anime rights for Sword Art Online for a live-action TV series. The network has not been announced just yet, but behind this project is Leita Kalogridis, who's an executive producer for Avatar, Shutter Island, and Terminator Genesis, and also a writer for Shutter Island, Terminator Genesis, and the upcoming lead-up Battle Angel. She'll write the pilots for this TV series and also executive produce as well, along with other Skydance Television executives as well. But I see that she's going to be the main cog in creating this Sword Art Online live-action TV series. And of course, with the development of VR nowadays, the developments within that, the rising popularity, it seems, we'll see where it goes from there, depending on the PlayStation VR headsets. Very affordable, I would say, compared to other Oculus, sort of other VR headsets. Depending on the sales go, I think they will also get into the VR business as well, and a live-action television series will also get speed run as well, depending on the popularity of VR, as the surging popularity is starting to get closer and closer as the announcements and the release dates of these VR headsets come about. And if you don't know what Sword Art Online is, basically Skydance in their press reports put it simply through the plot of how they want to interpret and create Sword Art Online for the live-action television series. They describe it as this: a brilliant young beta tester Kirito and his group of friends, when they are trapped alongside 10,000 other people in a next-generation virtual reality online role-playing game. The game is a world unto itself, filled with sword fighting, monsters, magic, and mystery, where the stakes are life and death. Kirito and an ensemble of diverse characters must fight their way through this hostile environment while making lives for themselves in the fantastical world that is Sword Art Online. And so with that press release there from Skydance, it gives me hope, at least an optimism, that they'll actually use a diverse group of cast members, as they do say in their press release, and diverse characters, as it's quoted there, also using the name Kirito as well. I mean, there's also other live-action anime project coming up as well, in a Netflix movie and Death Note starring Nat Wolff, disappointingly, but they do use the same names, at least, the same last names, at least the same first names. Also coming up is the Ghost in the Shell Scarlett Johansson-led film, which is very divisive as well. I was kind of on board with it until I heard behind the scenes features that they're kind of making the character more Asian, so I'm kind of pissed off at that. But also you have Alita Battle Angel as well, who Leita is the executive producer of, and that's sort of on the fringe, I would say. There have been rumors that James Cameron was trying to do that. He's also a writer on the project as well. Robert Rodriguez is sort of promoting the film as well. They have a cast only in Roy Salazar as the main lead, and so that's sort of in the fringe there for Alita Battle Angel. But still, it shows that they're kind of getting the moves going for more live-action anime series. I think there was a news report that Lionsgate acquired the rights for Naruto as well, but that wasn't really having much news after that, so I'm thinking they just acquired the rights just to have the rights for future use. And for some more background on Sword Art Online, if you don't know what it is, if you're an anime fan that has no idea what Sword Art Online is, it's a 2009 light novel series written by Riki Kawahara and illustrations done by Abeck. The anime series was produced by A1 Pictures, which released in 2012, and the latest anime series, and Sword Art Online 2, finished up in 2014. There's also another original anime film, Sword Art Online the movie, Ordinal Scale, which is an original story written by Riki Kawahara, so that's pretty interesting. Saw some of the trailers for that. It looks pretty fun, to say the least. Also, the light novels have sold millions of copies around the world, and the anime basically has very divisive reviews for fans. A lot of fans love it, as myself. I am a big fan of Sword Art Online, while other fans, they criticize the series and think it's overrated. Whether what side they're on or not, it doesn't really matter, because they're going to do a live-action television series anyway. But will the series actually work? How feasible is it that a live-action series of Sword Art Online can actually work? Well, I'm guessing they're going to only adapt the Aincrad arc for Sword Art Online, so we don't have to worry about the fairy dance arc where the awkwardness between Kirito and Tsuyu is involved, so we don't have to worry about that. It's mostly going to focus on Kirito, his adventures in Sword Art Online, in the Aincrad arc of his romance with Asuna as well, and also other things, spinning off from there as well. What's curious to me is that the side characters in Silica, Liz, Clyde, even Igil, as well in the anime series, and somewhat in the light novels as well, well, kind of read the light novels here and there. I haven't really read much of the whole entire series at least, but I've read at least the beginning, first half of the Einstein arc, at least most of the Einstein arc, and a little bit of the Fairy Dance arc as well in terms of the light novels. But still, the supporting characters are pretty lax, I would say the least. It's mostly just fun misadventures, I would say, with the side characters. So I'm curious how these side characters will get elevated in the live-action television series. According to the press release, it seems like it's going to incorporate the ensemble even more, it seems like. What's curious to me is the romance parts of this series. Obviously, Kirito and Asuna are the main hero and heroine of the series, but what I mentioned before with the side characters is that Silica and Liz do share some sort of romantic interest in Kirito, especially Liz herself. Yeah, I love that moment in the anime series where Liz had her own episode and she was crying at the end. A very emotional episode there for her character especially. But for Western television, it's very lacking in harems, I would say the least. I mean, the closest thing to our harem in Western television, I would say, is in Doctor Who, somewhat with his companions. All the companions, especially recent times in modern Doctor Who, do have some sort of romantic interest in him, but it's pretty a light version of that. It's not really a specific term of that. I mean, the Flaro, Berlanti verse with Supergirl, the Flash, and Arrow, that kind of resembles a harem in some portions, but they really focus on that too much. I mean, even Sword Art Online kind of focuses that on most of the misadventures, I would say. Also, The Bachelor and Bachelorette, those are reality television shows, but those are basically harems, if to say the least. And with Kirito, his harem is consistent of Asuna, Liz, Silica, also have Sugu involved in there as well later on the Fairy Dance arc and the Phantom Bullet arc. We have Sinon introduced, and also Klein as well. I would also include Klein in that whole entire harem there as well, because he's kind of involved with Kirito in some sort of ways in terms of friendship, even more as well. But he's always being put off to the side for other things going on in Kirito's life. But I think obviously the main concern for fans, especially myself, which is why I cried in agony that this was announced, because I'm afraid they're going to whitewash this series and not really going to capture what was fantastic about this series, at least for me personally. And what is optimistic, at least for me, is the press release talking about diverse group of characters. You mentioned Kirito as well, so I'm assuming they're going to have some sort of Asian cast, some sort of diverse people of color cast in this live-action television series. The executive producer and the writer is very much working with James Cameron in a bunch of his projects, but still, she has experience with James Cameron. She's the executive producer for Avatar. And for Avatar, that was a big moment in 3D film, because 3D film wasn't really that popular at the time that Avatar came out. Avatar came out, made $2 billion because of the fantastic visuals of the film. Whether regardless of what you thought about the script, because it was pretty lacking in the script, which she was a part of as well, but still, the executive producer part, gathering the visual talents, gathering the money for this film is huge, because Sword Art Online at least can be a visual appeal for the live-action television series. At least, with fans, I would say mostly what I've gathered in positive parts of Sword Art Online is the visual animation that they use, and that's a really big part. I think that's something they could capitalize on, especially if they really want to get into the VR aspects of the business here. So that's a really big optimism there, because at least visually it can look appealing, it can really look good. They're capturing the visual anime style that the anime did have, something of that sort there. But again, you can have the visuals all you want, but what's going to matter is the characters. How are you going to capture the characters right? It's very visual aspects of the film is great and all. I like how the anime captures how blood is introduced. Blood, quote unquote, it's mostly just pixels. I do like that, because it really helps the producers at least capture what any sort of network they can have, because blood is not a big issue. Violence is not big of an issue. It kind of is a big issue, but you can get away with a lot of violence, if you don't have blood involved. And so the network is really the problem here for me. What the problem is, the romance of Kirito and Asuna obviously is more of a Romeo and Juliet sort of thing. Two teenagers who are way over their heads, and I'm very curious how they're going to capture that. Whether they're going to do the CW route, where they over romanticize the series itself, because CW is really big on the romances, and I could really see that sort of thing there being used in Sword Art Online. Hopefully they don't do that, because I think the capturing of today's times as well, which is really what I love about Sword Art Online, is the capturing of online presence versus a real life presence. They don't really go to the real life much in Sword Art Online, which I hope they don't do in the live action television series, but still the capturing of how you interpret yourself and how you sort of react to yourself in an online presence is really huge in Sword Art Online. The way Kirito becomes a different person, I would say, as you see in the later portions of the series. He does become a different person when he is in the online world compared to his real life. And I would like to see that. Even Asuna in the Mother's Rosario arc really shows a lot of character depth within herself, in her real life and her personal life, and the visual, the online life as well. So I'm really curious to see how they interpret the relationships the characters have and the way, the psychology of the characters, because I think it's really a big thing that's going to be captured if they want to really create a successful live-action television series. And so who knows what they're going to do with the live-action Sword Art Online television series. They could go many routes. Hopefully they don't go the whitewash routes, because I think what they're going to see is that Ghost in the Shell will probably get a lot of flack for whitewashing their characters. I don't think it's going to be that successful. I would like for it to be a really good film. I'm doubting that really much. Death Note's the Netflix film that's coming out, I think in the fall. It's really being underhyped so far, but I don't know it's coming out in a couple months, but still it's coming out pretty soon, I think. And so I'm really surprised there's not enough hype for that, but still I don't really think that's really successful as well, despite seeing any footage. I think just the direction they're going doesn't really seem like a great direction. Hopefully I'm wrong within that, but still the track record of anime to live action hasn't really been great, in Hollywood at least. I know the Rurouni Kenshin films are really great as well. That's coming into the US, so I'm going to see that for the very first time. I've heard a lot of great buzz for the sort of Rurouni Kenshin trilogy that Japan produced, but still the Hollywood US versions of the anime live action verse isn't really that great, and so the track record isn't really that great. Hopefully that the live action Sword Art Online television series goes in the right direction. The TV series is a really good direction to start off, because I think Sword Art Online can really work as a television series, going through episodic routes, getting more character developments done here instead of trying to dumb it all down in a movie. So hopefully they can do something well, starting off with cast, director, and everything else, the writers as well. Get people of color involved, don't whitewash it. That's a really big thing there. I'm looking forward to if they do this right. And so what do you guys think about the Sword Art Online live action television series? Are you a fan of SAO? If you're not, put your hype comments down in the comment section down below, but put any thoughts and opinions on the SAO live action television series in the comment section down below. I'd really like to hear what you guys think think about this announcement. Also, make sure to like my video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you for watching my thoughts and opinions on this AO live action television series. Hope you have a nice day. Bye bye.